So today I'm on the outskirts of Gainsborough. I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, as you can see, big main road. Really not the best place to spend the night in the van. Anyway, yeah, I'm going up here. I'm going to do about 6 miles, 7 miles. I'm going to go up to Highcliffe Nab, I think it's called, and then kind of loop back. So mostly it's going to be up onto the top of the hill and then having a look at the views. So this area I'm in at the moment, I think, is really popular trail biking ground. Certainly looks like it with all the downhills and the humps. But I can't wait to get away from the road, to be honest. It's a lot of noise. I love that the serenity is broken by the awful sounds, yeah, like that, of industry going on and drilling and hammering and things. Yeah, maybe not the most ideal place to start the walk. So it almost feels like the weather can't really make up its mind what it wants to do today. It's cloudy. When I was in the van I thought it was going to be really cold because I've been cold most of the morning. But I've come out now and I've stuck a fleece on and I'm starting to get quite toasty. But it feels very close and humid. So I don't know what it's going to be like when I get to the top. Hopefully it'll be clear. It is predicted to rain today, but you never know, do you? So. Just coming out of Spa Wood now, starting to get a few views. Straight ahead of us we have Gainsborough, which I'm going to have to drive through later. And then yeah, let's keep going up. So I've just reached a bit of a clearing, and there's a bit of a blot on the landscape over there. So I think that's the wind farm, Teesside wind farm. So over that direction you've got Middlesbrough, and Whitby over this way. And where I'm going is yet further up, but it looks like quite a gradual ascent now. So hopefully when I get to the top I'll have more 360 views. So I'm just kind of continuing my very gradual ascent, but it's weird, on OS maps all of this area is forested, but it looks like really the only forested bit is slightly down the slope towards Gainsborough, and the bit ahead, which is where I'm going to, but the rest of it, it's like farmland. So yeah, I wish it was forest, to be honest, but there we go. I love this time of year for all the different colours that are around, and I know this isn't necessarily the best example, but I love how you've got all the different shades of green and then the purples coming through, and you get more and more different shades of green going up. By later on in the year it starts to get quite drab, I think. It all kind of starts to look the same, but at this time, yeah, you've got the yellows on one side. And this isn't an area of particular wildflowers at the moment, but it still looks nice in its own way. So I've just come into the woodland that I pointed out before. I'm just going to follow this now for a mile or two until I get to Highcliffe Nab. Well, that's the idea anyway. So I've come from down that way. And there's Gainsborough again, and that really awful refinery in the background there. But the views are getting better, and if we scan this way a little bit, just up there is where I should be going, I think. And then later on I should be heading down on a lower route back this way, probably that path that's over there actually. Right, so it looks like I'm going to follow this path, and that's going to slowly go up to the top of that kind of rock face I was looking at before, the nab. So yeah, that should be fun. So that's where we're going, up there. Looks quite cool from here actually. There's a lot of forest over here. So just a pity about the big town underneath it, but yeah, I'm quite excited to go up to the top now. I thought there were some trees right on the edge, but then the trees started moving, so it must be people. So I don't think I'm going to be able to beat the wind, but I'm at the top now anyway, on the edge. So over there you've got Scarborough, obviously the village, the town, sorry, Guysborough. Over there you've got Middlesbrough and Hartlepool. Over this way, so that weird lump on the horizon, that's roseberry topping apparently, which sounds like something you put on ice cream. And then over this way you've got Leeds eventually, like way beyond the hills. So I thought this would be a great place to stop and have a butty, but I just put my bag down and I've started to get eaten alive by the midges, so I'm going to have to move. But yeah, while I'm up here and the wind's kind of blocked, I'm going to come down here and then follow it down all the way around. Oh, you freaking midges. Follow it down around and then kind of head over back that way, and then beyond these trees, that's where I'm going to be parked. So it's about another 3 miles from here, I think, something like that. So I'm just over halfway. So with all the stopping and the photographing and the videoing and stuff like that, it's taken about 2 hours to get here, but it should be much quicker on the way back. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Yeah, anyway, I'll get moving before I get eaten to death. I wonder what this is all about. I'm guessing most of this is modern, but you never know. Yeah, I wonder if it's some kind of climbing hooks or something. So that's where I'm going to go down there. It's a shame about the graffiti really, to be honest. Anyway. This one's from 1933, so I'm guessing some of it is actually pretty old. Not quite sure what this one says. 1880 something or other. Yeah, 1887 maybe. So I'm coming back down into the forest now, as you can see. It's a very rough track. I think this is much used by trail bikers. almost no path. Or maybe I'm just not on the right one, doesn't matter. I think coming down here on a bike would be really cool. I just wouldn't fancy trying to come up, or even going up the other way. That would be a hard slog on a bike. I'm not into that at all. This is lovely and peaceful. The road and the city noise is almost blocked out. So that fun bit is over now. I've now just reached the track and I'm just going to follow this now for, yeah, probably about the next 2 miles, which isn't going to be that fun. But at least it'll be steady and easy going. And yeah, I'll record anything more if it gets more interesting. I wonder what this thing is. I wondered if it might be some kind of storage, but I don't know what for. There's another newer one, a brick something there. I wondered if that might be for Swifts or something, but yeah, let's go and have a look what this one is. It's obviously been blocked off, but it looks like it goes into the hillside. I wonder if it's some kind of, what do you call it, shelter? There's no apparent doorway. Interesting. So I just caught up with an older couple who I'm guessing must be local, and I asked them what that building was and they said it was a powder store because they used to be mining around here, so they'd store the explosives and everything in there, designed apparently so that you could, well, if anything went wrong and it exploded, the lid would just come straight off. So yeah, fascinating really. It's now all woodland, well, Forestry Commission land. Anyway, I decided to change my route slightly. I was supposed to go down and kind of walk along the edge, but that seemed a bit boring, so, and it's basically just going to be against the houses, so I've decided to come back up a little bit and continue along, and there looks like a lake or a tarn or something just a little bit further along here, and I'm hoping there might be some nice kind of views around there to capture. Yeah, look at the little ducklings. The lake in itself is not particularly impressive. It's a bit disappointing really, but it's worth it to see the little ducklings. See, that view is really lovely now that I've artfully hidden the hideous refinery that's behind this tree in the town that's there. Actually looks quite pretty. But, and that's the wind farm. You can see the wind farm more clearly now. I think the weather's really cleared up. Yeah, that's the wind farm over there. so I'm now heading parallel to the path I was on before when I was coming. So this is going to take me to Old Park Farm, which is right near where the van's parked up. So there's probably about another mile and a bit to go now. Yeah, I mean, I expected it to rain and it hasn't done, which is a blessing. But there are lots of midges around, so that's not so great. So the path has suddenly started to get really overgrown now, and some of these ferns are almost as tall as I am. I assume it's not a path that's used very much. So yeah, this is quite interesting. Completely surrounded by foliage. Just about make out the path and where it's going to, but it's not very clear. But that's kind of the way I like it, I suppose. So that's the farm I was looking for. So I know I'm in the right place. Just have to keep wading through. And as if by magic, we have a stile and some sheep and the path where I'm going to. I think it's that way. So you can just about see on the horizon where I was before, the nab, and I've obviously followed all the track down to this farm here. And the original plan was to go on the opposite side of the farm and kind of follow it down, but it looks like, thank you, it looks like that's going to be more of a kind of a cycle path and closer to the road. So I don't like roads unless I'm driving. So I've decided to take a slightly higher route, and hopefully this one will take me to the same place eventually. Along with a chorus of sheep. So I'm back on my original path now, so it'll just be a short bit to the van. So for anyone who's interested, that was about 14,000 steps. It'll be about 6¼ miles by the time I get back, and it's taken, well, 3 hours and 20 minutes to here. I've probably got about another 10 minutes to go, so that's not too bad. I mean, obviously the route's changed and I've done video recording along the way, but yeah, that's okay. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notifications of each of my new videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.